Something that is absolutely unacceptable for a film in 2026 is this. For a poem with so many strategic, intelligent, influential, and personality filled women characters, the ones that weren't cut from the film entirely were reduced to vapid plot devices, with very little screen time, even fewer lines of dialogue, and who seem to do nothing more than stare at the male characters or apologize for their existence. This is really unacceptable for me. The poem, despite being thousands of years old, really lets you get to know these women, and at almost no point in the narrative is a woman not there actively influencing what happens in the story next. So, how is it that in 2026 we have taken an ancient story and somehow added misogyny to storylines where it wasn't there, or stripped the female characters of any agency, personality, or influence? And if you say, oh, well, Nolan is famously really bad at writing female characters, that's not an excuse. The characterization is already there, written into the source material. If he can't write women, why is he allowed to have millions of dollars to make a movie, take a well-loved story full of women, and cut them out or squash them to almost nothing? This one hurts, because when I was tutoring classic subjects at university, I would ask my students, what got you into Greek mythology? And the women in my class would often tell me that it was the Odyssey. Let's talk about the gods and the magic. There was some magic in this film, one magical substance and one deity. Every other god, magical encounter, or magical object that keeps the story rolling in the poem was erased from the film. So my question is this: if you wanted to look like a more realistic movie, take out the gods and magic, more like Troy from the 2000s, why have Circe turning men into pigs, Odysseus talking to the deceased, the lotus flower, and Athena present at all? Why have limited magic instead of all of it? What didn't work for me was that in place of a magical or religious encounter with a god, magical item, etc., characters had to narrate why something was happening instead of it being a result of something divine happening. For example, the King Aeolus and God of Wind narrative was entirely cut. In the poem, on their way home, Odysseus and his men go to visit King Aeolus, the god of wind, and the king gives Odysseus a magic bag of wind and instructs him not to open it until they're close to Ithaca. Odysseus, of course, tells his friends, don't open the bag, but the men, and this would have been a helpful character building moment for the members of the crew, by the way, think that Odysseus is hoarding riches, so they do open the bag. This blows them off course, and Odysseus and his men get lost, thus precipitating the long and adventure-filled journey home. In the movie, Odysseus just decides that he doesn't want to go in the same direction as Agamemnon, and this is met with zero pushback from his men. That's it. That's their only reason that they got lost, and that's boring and stupid to me, sorry. Again, I'll have many more examples of this.